There is one pricing mistake I see home sellers make over and over again, and it quietly costs them anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000. The worst part, they don't even realize they are doing it until months have gone by. The listing has gone stale and buyers have started asking what is wrong with this house. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to price your home so it sells fast and you don't leave money on the table. By the end, you will know the framework I use with my own clients to get strong offers in the first couple of weeks on the market, even in a changing market. Before we dive in, hit that like button and subscribe so you do not miss my weekly videos on selling, buying, and navigating the Seattle area market as a homeowner, as a home buyer, and as an investor. I'm Neelam, a licensed realtor since 2016 based in the Seattle metro area, and I help homeowners price and sell with confidence by combining data-driven pricing with strong marketing and clear communication. Over the years, I have seen the same pattern again and again. Well-presented homes that are priced correctly get showing quickly and usually receive stronger offers, while overpriced homes sit, get ignored, and end up selling for less than they could have. In this video, I'm sharing 4-step pricing framework plus the 3 biggest mistakes to avoid if you want your home sold in that crucial first 2 to 4 week window. Let's start with why pricing goes wrong in the first place. Because most sellers are worried about underpricing, but the reality is that overpricing is just as expensive, just in a different way. The overpricing trap: you lived in your home, you have invested in it, you have raised a family there. Emotionally, it feels like it should be worth more than the house down the street. But buyers don't pay for your memories. They compare your home to every other option in their price range on Zillow, Redmond, Realtor.com, and even county tax records. Here's what happens when you are priced too high. Serious buyers see your photos, check the price, and simply scroll to the next one. Your best buyers, the ones already pre-approved and actively looking, see it in the first 1 to 2 weeks and decide it's not worth the premium. As days on market climb up, people start to assume something is wrong. Is it overpriced? Is there a problem with the house? Is the seller unrealistic? By the time you reduce the price, you have already lost that initial momentum window, and you often end up selling for less than you would have if you would have priced correctly from day one. And the underpricing trap? On the other side, underpricing can be a smart strategy if it's intentional and part of a plan to create urgency and multiple offers, but not for a shifting market like we are currently in. However, if your home is underpriced just because an agent wants a quick, easy sale, that's not a strategy, that's a favor to the buyer, not to you. A well-priced home in good condition should attract multiple viewings in the first 1 to 2 weeks, realistic strong offers that reflect both market value and your home's unique features. The sweet spot is a price that feels a good deal to buyers while still reflecting the true market value of your home. Buyers set the market. This is a simple rule I always remind my sellers. It does not matter what you need to get or what you saw on an online estimate. What really matters is what qualified buyers are actually willing to pay in any market condition. That's why pricing is both an art and a science, and why I never just pull a number from a single website or a neighbor's story. Let's get into the framework. Now I'm going to walk you through my 4-step pricing framework. You can literally grab a notebook and apply this to your own home before you even speak to an agent. First step: sold comparables, not asking price. Look closely at sold prices, not just asking price. Asking prices are opinions. Sold prices are facts backed by buyers, appraisers, and lenders. Here's what I look for when I pull the comparables for a client. Home sold in the last 1 month to 6 months. In a fast-moving or shifting market, I'm especially careful with anything older than 6 months. Within a tight radius, ideally within the same neighborhood, school district, or a half mile depending on how dense the area is or how the inventory is moving. Very similar basics: number of bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, lot size, style, for example, townhome, single-family home, condominium, and age of construction. You want to build a small group of homes that a buyer would reasonably see as alternative to yours. From those, we get a baseline range. Homes like this have actually been selling between X and Y in the last few months. That's our starting point, not the number you saw online and not just what you're hoping for. Second step: adjust for your home condition and features. This is where you compare your home against sold properties and ask honest questions. Do you have a newer kitchen, updated bathrooms, fresh paint, or new flooring compared to the sold homes? Do you have features buyers love in your area like a usable backyard, a home office, a finished basement, EV charging, air conditioning? Or are you one of the dated finishes, older windows, no parking, or backing onto a busy road, or a weird layout? Positive differences can justify pricing towards the top of the range, or even slightly above it in some cases. Negative differences mean you either adjust your price downward or be prepared for buyers to negotiate hard after viewing or inspection. The key is to do this on paper, not just emotionally. Buyers are going to compare. You might as well do it first and price accordingly. Third step, read current market demand. Understanding what the current market is doing right now. That is crucial because pricing is not one size fits all. Right now in early 2026, the Seattle metro area is in a more stable functioning phase after a volatile few years. The prices have largely flattened out, inventory has improved compared to the peak COVID years, and well-priced homes in good neighborhoods are still attracting solid interest. Even multiple offers, trust me on that. Here's what I look at for every pricing conversation. How many similar homes are on the market right now in your area and price bracket? How long are they taking to sell? Are you still seeing multiple offers in a week or listings sitting for 30 plus days? Are buyers in your segment more sensitive to price because of interest rates and affordability, or are they competing heavily for limited inventory? If supply is low and demand is strong, you can confidently price at the higher end of your range, especially if your home is move-in ready. If there are lots of similar homes on the market, you will want your home to be the most compelling option. That usually means competitive pricing plus strong presentation and marketing. Fourth step, let's talk about pricing brackets and buyer psychology. This is where we start understanding the psyche of price brackets and how buyers actually search online. Trust me, most buyers don't wake up and say, let's look at everything between $583,000 and $612K today. They search in clean brackets up to $600K to $650K, $700K to $750K, and so on and so forth on various sites like Zillow, Redmond, Realtor. If you price your home $605, you instantly miss every buyer searching up to $600K. But if you price $599, $950, you show up in two groups. Buyers looking up to $600K and buyers searching from $550 to $600 or from $575 to $600K. That small adjustment can mean the difference between 8 viewings and 25 viewings in your first 2 weeks. And more showings are exactly what creates competition and stronger offers. Let me give you a real world style example to show how this actually works in practice. Imagine a 3-bed, 2-bath home in a popular east side neighborhood, say for example Sammamish. The previous agent listed it for $975K and let it sit in the market for 11 weeks, no offers. When I pulled the sold comparables, the data showed that similar homes in that micro area were closing between about $940K to $960K, depending on updates and lot. So realistically, they were around $15 to $25K over where the market had actually been willing to pay in the past few months. We walked through the house, looked at the condition. In this case, they had a nicely updated kitchen but more basic bathroom, and decided the true range for this home was around $950 to $960K, given the current demand and what else was on the market. We relaunched the same property at $959, $950, the top of the realistic range, intentionally landing in a key price bracket that buyers were searching for. In the first 2 weeks, we saw a big jump in activity, more qualified buyers through the door, more agent calls, and multiple offers on the table. That's the power of being in the right bracket with the right price in that crucial early momentum window, where serious buyers are watching new listings closely. The lesson: right price does not just attract buyers, it creates competition, and competition is what drives your final sales price instead of chasing it down with the reductions. 3 biggest pricing mistakes to avoid. Now that you understand the framework, let's talk about the 3 mistakes you should be avoiding. First mistake, choosing the agent who gives you the highest number. Trust me, it feels good when someone tells you your home is worth way more than everyone else says. But if an agent cannot back that number up with hard school data and a clear strategy, that high valuation can turn into months on the market and painful price reductions. Always ask, which recent sold homes are you using to justify this price? If they cannot walk you through the comparables, that's a red flag. Run in opposite direction. Second mistake, pricing based on what you need, not what buyers are willing to pay. Your mortgage payoff, the cost of your next home, and your moving budget are all important for your planning, but the market does not factor those into what your home is worth. The only way to protect your bottom line is to price based on the evidence and then negotiate well. Third mistake, ignoring what the market is telling you. If you have been on the market for about 2 to 4 weeks with good photos, good exposure, and you are getting very few showings, that is the feedback, especially in a market where well-priced homes are still moving. Pay attention. A smaller strategic adjustment early is almost always better than a big desperate reduction months later. What the current market means for you. A quick word on what this means right now is if you are selling in the Seattle metro area, we are in a market where prices have mostly stabilized compared to the wild swing of the last few years. But buyers are still very price sensitive due to the affordability and interest rates. That means sloppy aspirational pricing gets punished and clean, well-supported pricing gets rewarded with activity and stronger offers. If you get the price right from day one, present the home well and market it properly, you are still in a good position to sell at a strong number and move on with your plans without months of uncertainty. If you are thinking about selling in near future and you want clear evidence-based numbers, not a guess, I offer a free, no obligation home valuation for homeowners in the Seattle metro area. We will look at the most relevant sold comparables for your specific neighborhood, how your home's condition and features compare, what the current demand looks like in your price bracket, and a recommended pricing strategy to get you sold without leaving money on the table. You'll find a link in the description to book a quick call or a visit. No pressure, no hard sale, just straight, honest advice so you can make a confident decision. If you find this helpful, go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who might benefit from it.